Minutes now after the hour. The calls are growing for New York Congressman Anthony Weiner to step down. You may have heard about this. This has new report service today that his wife, a top aide to Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, is pregnant with their first child. So, how will this news affect the congressman's fate? Joining us right now, columnist and Fox News contributor Andrea Tantaros, and in Washington, D.C., Fox News contributor Juan Williams. Andrea, do you feel as though this will be it? The pregnancy, go home with the family, and call it a day?
If he has any last shred of human decency, he will resign now. I mean, to put his pregnant wife through an ethics scandal in Congress where everything will be drudged up and splashed in the headlines and splashed on television will really show what kind of selfish man he is. I mean, give the woman some peace and some rest and go away quietly.
But the word is, Juan, that she's the one behind the scenes pushing him to stay and steering the ship.
Well, I don't know about that, but, you know, the fact is, I think he's told everything at this point, and there's some of these pictures that are coming out now are even more explicit and disgusting. And so it is a problem, not only for him in terms of the personal life, which I think is most important, and for his wife, but for Democrats. And the question is, you know, how much longer? But I must say I'm taken by a poll this morning I saw in New York One Marist that said 50+% of New Yorkers do not think he should resign. And so it becomes then at some point a matter of what goes on between him and his constituents.
Yeah, and it is. A Democratic Party might district him out and just eliminate the district, so that could happen.
Possible.
I want you to hear from another Democrat right now. I'll read you this quote from Allison Schwartz, Democrat out of Pennsylvania, saying this about Weiner: having the respect of your constituents is fundamental for a member of Congress. In light of Anthony Weiner's offensive behavior online, he should resign. That from a Democrat. Maybe, Andrea, there was some hope from Nancy Pelosi to become Speaker again. They could get some momentum and take back the House. Can they, if Weiner sticks around?
Yeah, this is a millstone around their neck. Democrats should be calling for him to resign. I think they should join a wider chorus. I don't think Republicans should. We had the RNC chair coming out calling for his resignation. I don't think it's appropriate.
What do you mean you don't think it's appropriate?
When someone sets themselves on fire, just douses themselves in gasoline, it is not the job of anyone else to get involved. I think he's self-destructing on his own. I think Republicans have bigger fish to fry. Look, unless President Obama was patched into these calls, get back to talking about spiraling debt and entitlements that are absolutely out of control. I mean, Republicans have to get back on message. This is an inter-family issue. You know, they're not going to turn the heat up in the kitchen 1 degree by doing this.
So, Juan, can you believe it? Andrea says Republicans should keep it down, not talk about it, where last time when Mark Foley's scandal erupted, you had Nancy Pelosi saying we got to drain the swamp.
Well, wait a second. That was a whole different kettle of fish there. That involved, you know, interns and people in Congress and actual physical contact. I don't think that. But I must say I'm taken by Andrea's passion. She says the Republicans shouldn't celebrate here and have some schadenfreude where they seem to be delighting in someone else's trouble. But I must say Andrea and the Republicans are all, I think, just laughing and dancing around. And I think actually Andrea's analysis is right, which is Republicans should just stay out of it because this guy is such an embarrassment for Democrats right now that he's a big problem. And as you pointed out, Brian, Pelosi doesn't really want him if she's hoping to capture those 25 seats that would put her back in power.
But if he's the poster boy for liberals, doesn't it make it doubly hard for the president, who's considered by many to be a liberal, since he is the standard bearer?
That's a long reach, Brian. I mean, he's a Democrat, but I mean, goodness gracious. Yeah, as I said to you, a lot of people think, look, this guy has human foibles. He's weak. But you know what? Does it mean that he's a bad congressman? Let me just tell you right now, he's a good congressman.
Oh, come on, Juan. He was not focused on his job. He's taking pictures of his waxed chest in his office. And further, this guy shouldn't even be allowed to reproduce. He shouldn't be allowed to reproduce. I mean,
Andrea, I understand. But if you ask me, was he a good congressman? Yes, and he was reelected, I think, you know, many times.
Juan, I'm going to save both your careers and end this now.
I'm going to go dance, by the way.
Fantastic. I hope this is over soon, because I can't see any more photos or listen to any more or read any more dialogue.
What about these headlines? Got to get rid of them.
Yes. Juan and Andrea, we agree on that. Thanks a lot to both of you. Always love having you.